are live and ready to go.
Are we really?
Mm-hmm.
Viene chico, el chupacabra. Some people say they have seen the chupacabra. After some tequila, he was dancing the lambada. We don't know where he has come from, making all the Mexicanos looking like a dum-dum. They say that he's a monkey. I think the whole story's just a little monkey. There's a monkey-eyed creature that we call the chupacabra. 4 feet tall like a mutant chihuahua. In Mexico City, Puerto Rico, Nicaragua. Hey, chupacabra. Hay un criatura que se llama chupacabra. Es muy feo como si disparaba. Queremos pasar algunas palabras. Oh, chupacabra.
Okay, that is just brilliant. I absolutely love that. I absolutely love it. So welcome everybody that can hear the sound of my voice to this week's edition of the Squatchable podcast, where we take a look at several YouTube Bigfoot videos and usually make fun of them. Joining me from parts unknown, hot in his hot tub in a tiki bar, enjoying a nice glass of rum, Phil Pullen.
Hi there.
Nice. And joining us from the swamps of Louisiana, avoiding hurricanes like a boss, Chubbs.
Greetings, everyone.
And joining us also from the bylands of Tennessee, following them country roads to the show, Nikki Slick.
Hey,
Hey, we're doing the Fonzie this week. Brilliant.
this week, yeah.
Awesome. Oh, what a week, ladies and gentlemen. The WWE have finally turned Roman Reigns heel. It's time to wreck everyone and leave. The unofficial mascot of this week's show. Without further ado, I am your host, Richard James Allen, and let's just get on with it. Our first story comes from searchingforsasquatch.org. It's 3 Bigfoot stories told, and this is the pettiest complaint I've ever made about a video ever. But this dude's voice got on my nerves. Okay, I'm just gonna give it to you straight. There's nothing wrong with the way he tells the story. There's nothing wrong with the stories. It's just his voice is like nails down a chalkboard to me.
There was something like he was like overly expressive. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
He was trying to be dramatic.
He was, but it was like in a I don't know, because he was trying to be dramatic, and he's not normally like that. You could tell it just turned out hokey, but I really enjoyed this video.
It was a good video to listen to.
It's 3 stories in 15 minutes. He gets right in, he gets out. It's awesome.
3 stories about Bigfoot. Chubbs, what did you think about this video?
It definitely was interesting. I like to point out that he says that the BFRO only takes firsthand accounts and barely any exceptions. I love their rules.
They're
Wrong.
very strict. Whoa. Flag on the play. Phil's shooting that one there.
They'll take anything.
Well, back
These
in the
days.
day, they used to send investigators, and you had to have a phone conversation with them, and
Yep.
they generally sent someone to your house. So maybe
Yes.
these days it's changed, but back in the day, Chubbs is correct. That's what they used to do.
That's what they used to do.
They used to be very thorough, and then finding Bigfoot happened, and they're not anymore.
So basically, 2 of the stories involved eye shine. Am I correct? Am I on the right video?
Yep.
And there is no known primate that has a tapetum behind the iris. So, no, if they're talking about eye shine, they're not talking about a Sasquatch, in my opinion. They're making it up.
Yeah, eye shine, just primates. And eye shine. I've never understood why eye shine is included. Chimps don't have eye shine. Gorillas don't have eye shine. Orangutans don't
Correct.
have eye shine. Why would Bigfoot, if indeed it exists, Be the
Now-
only exception to the rule.
Now, ferrets have eye shine.
Ferrets do have eye shine.
Oh, yeah.
It's quite scary if you lose one and you go looking for it in the dark, and then your torch catches its eyes running towards you really quickly. It's one of
You guys still carry torches around over there, huh? You know, they make these things called flashlights now.
You're very funny. You know, you should have your own show, but torch means flashlight in England.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. If you say so, man.
And Australia, they say torch.
So, yeah. That's that. Robert Walker says, we have eye shine or there'd be no red in old flash pics.
What?
Robert Walker in the chat says, we have eye shine or there'd be no red in old flash pictures.
Yeah, but that's not a taped-em situation. That's a reflection situation from the flash, and it picks it up on the film. See, what happens is your iris, and if you're especially when you're in dark situations or indoors, your iris gets rather large. So it's more of the iris is huge. I mean, and I think that's why Bigfoots can see at night so well, is that I think their irises can expand very, very large, so to allow more light in. But yeah, but when you have somebody taking a flash photo of you indoors and your iris is all the way up, and yeah, you get that red eye. But it's not eye shine. It's not like you can stand back in the bushes and shine a flashlight at a person's face and get eye shine. This is completely different.
You just have a really annoyed person because he shined a torch in his eyes.
They do have some reports, as y'all know, where people see Bigfoots and their eyes are shining on their own.
Well, yeah, right.
I didn't say it was really happening, but I've heard that many a times.
Yeah, we have reports of cloaking too.
Well, that's true. That's right.
And hypnosis and mind speak.
Mind speak, yeah.
Yeah, mind speak, of course. That's a Bigfoot only thing. Seems they're capable of that.
Yeah, no other creature on this planet, including humans, except for women. Except for women, yes. Wives.
Women. Yeah,
wives can do the mind speak.
Wives and girlfriends can do mind speak. I've been at parties with a girlfriend, and all she has to do is look at me, and I know I need to stop doing exactly what I'm doing. So, yeah, that's true. So that'll wrap up this video. Phil, do you have a commercial for us?
I could have a commercial for us. Let me see. What would you like today? Here.
Calling all fudge packers. At Chocolate Box Confectionery, we're recruiting new packaging staff to help satisfy our bulging order sacks. Candidates must have at least 3 years fudge packing experience, or at least have knowledge of handling foodstuffs like pork or the beef. In return, Chocolate Box Confectionery offers class-leading benefits, with top fudge packers receiving a healthy wad every month. In addition, we're also seeking part-time staff to work across our range of novelty chocolate miniatures, including chocolate starfish, chocolate dusty sheriff badges, and chocolate one-eyed monsters. For more information, email bobby.grabber@chocolatebox.com. Do you love packing fudge? Pack it in Chocolate Box.
Again, let me just say how much I hate my fans that is their favourite part of the show. Our next video comes from Jeff Friend. We featured him before. It's the guy that seems high, but I'm not entirely sure that he is high. And he's going to go on a long, winding tale this time about offending a Sasquatch tribe that he's interacting with. He's a bit wooey, but for some reason I really like his videos. I can sit through them, and it doesn't feel like a chore. I don't know if it's his voice or, you know, the way he talks, but I like his channel. But he is a bit wooey.
I like him better than Jungle Jim.
Well, yeah. But
It's the same kind of thing, but... you know, for those of you that remember several shows ago, our friend Jeff It's the one that went into the large boulders,
Yep.
and he was talking about the little people making little beds with leaves and so forth. So yeah, he's a little off.
Yeah, he's a little wooey, he's a little out there, but I don't
I'm
know.
cool with the woo. I enjoyed the beginning of this. Watching 10 minutes of him trudging through the forest. I don't know if he's not feeling good, but his gait was a little bit weird, and it was, I don't know, not fun for me. At the beginning of the video, him talking, I could listen to him talk all day.
Yeah. You see, that's what I'm talking about. I don't know if it's voice or whatever, but there's something magnetic about him. He's got a
He's a
cult
good
of
storyteller.
personality.
He has a cool personality. Let's face
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, he's a good storyteller. It's whenever he goes out into the woods and you see nothing for 15 minutes or however long it is, it feels like an eternity. That I'm like, there was no clicking or banging or
Yes, there
howling or
was.
crap.
Yes, there
Very
was.
little, whatever. It didn't sound
No.
like
Listen to this. It was quite a ways into the video, so you probably didn't hear it. But there was one point where there was several clackings heard and picked up by the camera. I turned up the monitor, and I could distinctly hear it was either rock on or a rock on a hard tree or something. But it was definitely clacking, and it was off in the distance.
Good times and noodle salad.
There you
Chubb,
go.
What did you think of the video?
I've always found his videos interesting. He's one of those guys that takes the time. He does go out there and do the work. I find the moss covered stick interesting that they're gifting him back, as he says. So I hope he mends the bond if he upset one of the tribes. So
Just a note.
I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not.
no,
It's Chubbs. He's
I'm
nice.
being serious.
Totally honest. He's being
If
serious.
if he offended him, I hope he can fix that.
Okay.
Just a side note. Moss does grow on things like
No
bone
way. No.
and rock.
No.
Yeah,
What?
Oh, actually, I think it was a bone. I'm sorry. I think
It
he
was.
said it's a bone.
yeah, it was a large bone.
Okay.
A
Correct,
femur,
yeah.
a human femur. I'm
Brent
just
Yeah.
Hill reckons
Yeah, absolutely not.
this dude was caught last year hoaxing in a Facebook group. That's from Brent Dill, apparently. I don't remember seeing that. In what? In Bigfoot Hoaxes Exposed? I'll check that out. Because if I've been...
our
teeing
friend
up a-
from our friend Jeff.
Yeah, from this guy, according
Really?
to Brent. He was called... Yeah, he was caught.
Uh oh.
You
Well,
mean
that
that those clacking together of rocks that you could barely hear might be fake?
That was quite a
Again.
ways away, though.
Again, I can't tell if that's
Yeah.
sarcasm or not.
I just woke up from a nap, so just assume that everything I say.
People can't clack rocks together.
Yeah, especially not 10, 15, 20 feet away. That's stupid.
No, this is quite a ways away, actually.
Well,
It
see,
was-
I watched the whole thing, and then I went into comments, and they were like, "Oh, at 6:05, you can hear some grunts or whatever." And so I was like, I listened really close, and I was like, "Okay, he's a smoker. He's got that asthma." Like it was
he did
him.
say several times he needs to quit smoking.
he
Yeah.
had a lot of microphone noise too. That
Yeah.
was a
The
big problem.
The way he was walking had me just wondering, like, "Are you okay, dude?" His gait was a bit off. Like it wasn't like in the last videos or the other videos that he's had. It seemed a little bit strange, like he was tippy toe and then healing the whole time.
If we can get the title of that video that was the hoax video, that would be great. Because who knows? Maybe I even did something on it.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd
Phil
like
is
to
our
go back.
resident breaker downer. Chubbs is crow in the background, agrees with us, like Jeff's friend. Fan of the videos. Thanks, Chubbs Crow. You
Yeah.
are a valued member of the team. Okay, Phil, moving on from this video. Line us
Moving
up with
on.
a new commercial, por favor.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by Honest Ed's Used Cars, where every car we sell is backed by an ironclad guarantee that is so complete and comprehensive that we really don't see any need to put it in writing. And remember Honest Ed's motto, if any used car dealer anywhere in the country says he can sell you the same car cheaper than we will, then he's even a bigger liar than I am.
I'm liking Robert Walker. He's making some decent contributions in the chat.
You're allowed to stay.
Yeah, we approve you as a fan. All right. For this week's edition of our favorite segment, What the Beep Did I Just Watch? 4 minutes of utter crap. Now, when I see a video titled Bigfoot Shows Cloaking Technique Before Our Eyes or anything like that, I always assume the worst. Maybe, don't know, I just wasn't raised right. Maybe I'm just a cynical, jaded C word. Maybe
True.
maybe life has just passed me by and my heart was just 3 sizes too small. I don't know, but it just really brings out the worst in me. And when I watch a video and it fails to meet even the basic of my expectations, I get angry. This video is terrible. This video is terrible even by crappy Bigfoot video standards. I am offended by this video. I want to take to the streets with a Bigfoot Shows Cloaking Technique Before Our Eyes, lives doesn't matter sign. Okay? That's how angry I am about this video.
Wow, I thought it was a lovely video. I saw everything he was talking about, especially where he's like, that dude's just going to disappear right there. And then he totally did. It was great. It was a wonderful video. It's my favorite video of the day.
I like the part where he says, whoa, like, whoa. I mean, he was obviously shocked, stunned, surprised. No. Whoa, did you see that? He appeared like right in front of us, right there. Then he even had to point. He even pointed at the spot where it happened. This guy was that was pretty freaking awesome.
You didn't even need a red circle. Like, how could you diss this video?
And it was as it happened. It wasn't one of these things where he brings it home and I was viewing the tape when I saw this. Oh no, it was right on the money. It was right there, live.
Look at it. Isn't that amazing? Look at it.
Look, watch.
I hate how you two can just get on the same page without talking to each other.
You like how I can just follow a line there?
Yeah, you just follow each other's lead. No need to talk. An example of mind speak right there. No need to chat. No need to discuss about it. Just jump immediately on the same page. It's great.
Either that guy has a lot of nerve, or he's just delusional as hell.
Yes.
Those are the only two options we've got here.
I mean, this was a.
Look at that Bigfoot right there. You see it?
Yeah. There's
sure,
Bigfoot.
Yeah, no.
Loch Ness Monster, Thunderbird, Rougarou, Wendigo, Chupacabra.
Chupacabra?
Yeah, Chupacabra right there. See,
you said it.
I did say it. This counts as your commercial, just saying it. Okay, we got Ogo Pogo down here. All right, that's enough of that. But so yeah, this one's terrible.
You didn't even ask Chubbs. Chubbs, what do you think, sweetie?
It's one of those videos where he committed some of the cardinal sins of when you say you have a video and you got Bigfoot in your sight. He didn't zoom in or out. He didn't walk towards it. He didn't he did call out to it and say, how you doing? But if you're that close, go towards it or something, throw something at it. He just
at it. I just see Chubbs in the woods. I'm like, hey, Bigfoot, and then chunks of rock. Dude.
Hey, if it runs away, you got the best footage in the world. But
if it doesn't, you still have the best footage in the world. You still have great footage.
I'll have the best found footage if it kills me. But
that's true. Yeah.
But no, he doesn't. I hate when people go, look, it's right there, and they just stand there. Like,
Wow, that's how bad this video was. Even Chubbs hasn't got anything nice to say about it.
That's
Yeah.
a lot.
That's a jamming indictment right there. A jamming indictment. Chubbs had something nice to say about Matt Johnson's crazy video last week. That's
Yeah,
how
he did.
low down. That's how low down on the totem pole you are. What's your name? Long Island Bigfoot. I spit in your face. All right then. Do we have a commercial lined up?
Of course we do. Somewhere.
Sweet.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by Ed's Almost Good Beer. Remember, Ed's Almost Good Beer was brewed in God's country when God wasn't looking.
Yeah.
Oh, is that it? That was really quick. Okay, sorry. You
I
called
know.
me in
I know.
already.
It was not much to say about Ed's Almost Good Beer.
Okay. Right. So. All right. All right then, guys. Good news. We get to bask in the honeyed, ducklick tones of Matt Knapp, pouring sweet nothings into our ears for 15 minutes. You guys are all big Matt Knapp fans. You go on about his voice all the time. So
He has a wonderful voice.
And the story itself was very well written, produced. And I mean, it was just, it's enthralling. Every time he reads one of these things, it's enthralling. Yeah, I can't put it down.
I listened to it on my way home, and William was listening to it with me in the car. And the only, I loved everything about it except for it seemed needlessly detailed. I was just like, I don't care about the steam rising off your coffee. Get to the Bigfoot. But the rest of it was amazing. I love it.
Yeah, but that's part of the genre.
building a narrative.
True. That's true. I'm very succinct generally.
He's setting the stage. My wife is the same as you. She says, "Can you just get to the point?"
Yes.
And I'm like, I'm trying to set this up for you. Okay, here it is. Bah. Well, what? How did that happen? Well, I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, I mean, as someone who lives out in the sticks and has to drive through very dark roads at night, the idea of this happening, it gave me chills. I'm not gonna lie. It was a very well told story, and I really enjoyed it.
It was.
So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and give this a thumbs up. I think this is the last one he's doing. I don't know about that. I'll have to talk
Hope
to him.
not.
I hope not, because I really enjoy his stuff. Because when I was fussing at you earlier, and you were like, "Well, you have a Matt Knapp one," I was like, "Oh, okay, I'm cool with it then." Because the first thing I do is I just look at the runtime of all the videos.
Yeah, this is what happens. I send Nikki the videos. She sends me about 6 GIFs of children having temper tantrums. She's like, "It's about an hour of stuff." Nah. And I'm like, I gave you a Matt Knapp video, so
I was like, "Oh, okay."
We're even in the grand scheme. I hate to
That's
tear
right.
down the fourth wall for you guys, but and because we come across as consummate professionals. But all right, so yeah, this was a good video. Chubb, what did you think?
I enjoyed it, and I'll say it was good because it wasn't the same tropes you hear from almost every other story. It was a little bit different. It didn't sound like somebody heard a bunch of other stories and just repeated stuff. And yeah, Matt put you in there in the moment. Like I could picture myself there. So it was very interesting. And if that story happened, that would freak me out.
Yeah, that's totally different than what you usually hear. Like you don't usually hear about a Bigfoot repeatedly attacking someone's car with them in it.
Yeah.
No.
Well, he was a little upset. That's why,
A little bit upset. He got clipped by a car.
Yeah.
That was the whole thing. Is he clipped the Bigfoot, and then the Bigfoot took its vengeance out on the car.
Got a little PO'd at the driver.
We've all had moments like that. I don't know if you have cyclists over there, but every once in a while you're going for a walk down a country lane and one of those bastards goes past you at 1,000,000 miles an hour, and it's really scary. And you do want to grab them and just wail on their bikes until
Yeah, we were on when I was in high school. We used to take bicycle trips, like to the Oregon coast and so forth, camping.
Yeah.
And we had 3 of us along this this highway, and one of us got clipped
Oh,
by a trailer, a horse trailer that was being towed. Just brushed his arm just enough so it'd go right into the ditch. So it does happen, you know.
Yeah,
And by the way, this guy and the guy that was with us, he does kind of look like a Bigfoot. So it does
maybe
happen.
this is it. Maybe this is the origin story. Right. Did he
Okay, could
wail
be.
on the car?
Mm.
Did he hit the hot car with his hands? Sort of beat
Uh,
on it.
He couldn't catch up with it on the bike. He was in the ditch. So
That would have been
yeah.
cool. That would have been
Yeah.
an origin story right there.
yeah.
Oh well. You can't
Well,
have
I've got-
everything.
yeah. They got
All
my
right.
origin story too, but you know that's another thing.
We're gonna move on to our final video. Of
All right.
Hey, Uncle Phil, can I have some of your tomato juice?
It's not tomato juice.
Well, it sure looks like tomato juice.
I can't help that.
I still say it's tomato juice.
Here, Robin, why don't you try some?
Whoa, this does not taste like tomato juice.
Of course not. It's VO5.
Ah.
That one gets me every time, and I don't know why. Like every time.
Cheap shot, right there. Okay, for our final story, we have this gem, this 20-minute epic about shadow people. It's not actually about Bigfoot. It's about, shadow people, which are kind of like demonic, ghosty things that cause bad stuff to happen. Nikki's had a lot of experience with them.
Actually, yeah. And my nephew as well. Yep. I really enjoyed this. I think that I'm actually going to subscribe to this guy. I enjoyed the stories. He was pretty much to the point. Didn't screw around.
Nope. Really,
Gave a
gave
couple
it
of stories.
all. And he didn't have an annoying voice like a.
He didn't. He really reminded me of
Like-
kind of, if he's the one I'm thinking of, kind of a Sam Elliott-esque voice.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll give him a line.
I love me some stories about shadow people.
Mhm.
And he brings in the Hat Man, which is totally different, and
Right.
the sleep apnea story went a different way. I figured that it was going to be a guy talking about it instead of a woman talking about her husband with sleep apnea, because that, like I said before the show, that happens a lot with sleep paralysis and sleep apnea in general, is seeing shadow people or feeling something on your chest. So
Yeah, it's hard to breathe, so it feels like something's crushing your chest.
right.
And
And when you're half asleep, you see
you
things.
see visions, not necessarily shadow people, but in fact, I did a video where I kind of explained that the possession type situation, where if, let's say, if you're brought up being a very religious person, what you're going to imagine during sleep paralysis is going to be demons or Satan.
Yeah.
If you're a sci-fi fan and you were raised on Star Trek or whatever, Deep Space Nine or whatever you want to say,
It'd be an alien abduction.
it would be an alien abduction. So it all depends on where your mind is just prepared to go.
Yep. Yeah, because I don't have sleep apnea. I have sleep paralysis, and I've had issues with seeing like demonic-y things, but I've also had experiences with shadow people like while I was very much awake. So
Now I can imagine, the ghost hunters. I
Yeah.
can see them seeing, shadow people very easily if they suffer a case of sleep paralysis.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But he also ties in poltergeist activity with it for some reason.
Well, that's the only time I've really had experiences with him is when I was spiritually cleaning houses. So I kind of see them as being ghost-esque or supernatural in that way. I don't see them as being demonic per se.
No, I don't even see poltergeist as being spiritual, a spirit or a ghost.
It could be magnetic in the house. It could be all sorts of things. So
Well, I think it's just a natural phenomena that would probably be almost impossible to detect or explain or test.
Right.
Something we simply just don't know about.
Yeah. All right. Chubbs, what did you think of this video?
I did enjoy it. I personally had the out the side of your eye peripheral vision shadow people experiences, and to tie it into Bigfoot, there's many a Bigfoot story where people in the woods just see a dark figure move from like a tree to a tree. So, there's a little credence here for some of these,
Here's something interesting about that, since you hit on that point. I used to do shift work as a police officer, and at 3 a.m, when your eyes are real tired and you're really, really tired, and it's dark down the street or whatever, and you're just sitting there watching traffic, your eyes will play tricks on you. I mean, there's that you can actually see a part of a building moving when your eyes are that tired.
True.
And this is the same thing where you see something off to the side of your vision in your peripheral. It's a trick of the eye, involuntary movement.
Yeah, and it also could be medication. I've been on Voltaren before, and I get attacked by gray fuzzies that don't exist. They like fly at my face. I'm like, nothing's there.
And then you have floaters.
Yep.
Like floaters. Curse of my genetics, then.
But I do believe in shadow people because like I said, I've been awake, fully awake, not tired, and seen them head on. So I don't know. I have a little bit of woo in my life, just a little bit.
I think we all do, but I like the one. What was it? Taps or whatever. Do you remember the Ghost Hunter team?
Yep.
Yeah.
And remember the one that they filmed inside of the prison?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they had a stagnant camera set up, and we see this shadow-like movement going up the tier and then back down the tier very quickly. And I'm thinking to myself, well, that's a stagnant camera. I don't see any kind of light source other than, the IR light that was on the camera itself. So that blew me away because I could not figure out
how they would have done that.
How the shadow just came down the tier and then back again without having some like after the fact video production work done.
Right.
So that if you want to say, shadow person caught on tape, I say that would be the go-to place.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't watch a lot of those because it just seems, I don't know, they seem hokey to me. Like, even to me, I'm just like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I don't like that show, by the way.
I'm skeptical of any ghost hunter show. I'm just like,
well, they have to set things up because otherwise they wouldn't have a show.
That's true. I mean, they're going to film nothing for 45 minutes, so they need to freak you out, and some guy in another room needs to like gently kick the door, and so they can run around the corner and not see him.
Mm-hmm.
So, for me, loving Woo, I still don't believe most of those shows either.
I like the one where they have the trio that's locked up at night, and Zach and the other two guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one guy was up in the attic once, and he had some fishing line tied onto a bird cage, and he moves to the right, and he pulls on that fishing line, and the bird cage falls over. And he goes, "Oh my god!
Completely jaded. Not even willing to entertain it with a ghost.
I'm not either, and in those shows, I do not entertain that those are ghosts at all.
No, of course not.
The one that gets me are the psychic shows, where the producer fills in the psychic of exactly what she's going to be looking for before she goes in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I watch the Psychic Kids, and I'm always just like rolling my eyes.
The what you call it? My favorite ones are the EVPs. I absolutely adore EVPs because obviously they're always in English for some reason, and especially the ones that are recorded in foreign countries are always in English, and it's always garbled. It's always and they're like, "Hey, this is what they're saying.
Or static. What? You want us to leave?
You can hear anything. If you keep a static TV on long enough, you're going to hear something because your brain is going to try to fill in things where things aren't, just like your eyes do the same thing.
That's part of the human condition.
That's right.
That's why I like that spirit box thing they invented that shifts through frequency modulation.
That's one of the dumbest.
That's the dumbest thing. Yeah.
And I'm like, you're just picking up radio shows. You know that, right? You're just picking up radio shows.
Yeah, you pick up like half second to 1 second sampling off of radio broadcasts.
Try tell them that, and they'll throw one of their recce's at you.
And eventually, it must make some sense. It has to. How many times have you been listening to a station and you're listening to an announcer talking, and then you switch to another station, and it's almost like he's answering what the other one started.
It happens all the time, but that's
it does. It does. It's funny.
EVPs are the best. Okay. Well, that's gonna wrap up the video portion. Phil, are you returning anytime soon to break?
I don't know.
No.
I really should. I make. I should make one tonight. I
miss
do.
You.
I know. I need to do it. I just have to do it. I have to make up my mind and sit down and just freaking do it.
I know that feeling. I have something like that in my life. It'll take me 2 minutes, and I just refuse.
Yes, I wanted to bring that up. We've obviously heard of fat shaming, slut shaming. Today, I'd like you all to join me in resume shaming. Because as we all know, Nikki finished her course to become a surgical tech several months ago now, and she has yet to update her resume. So if everyone could just message her randomly and just say resume, that would help me out a great deal. She told me to nag her about it. My nagging has come to nothing. So,
what a lazy bitch.
It's you know what? That's the thing. It's like it's the dumbest thing. It'll take me literally 2 minutes. It's like 10 words tops, and I'm just like, it's the small things that get me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
thanks, Archie.
Yeah. I just can't look at it right now.
Right? I just can't. That's it's my downfall. Resumes are my weakness.
It's like, or I'll do this first. I'll get to it later.
That's right. I graduated with honors, 4.0 GPA, which is the highest you can get in that class, and I did a great job. And now, how dare you ask me to fill in my resume?
You should just know. You should know what I've done.
You should just know how awesome I am. Why do I need to do anything else?
Chubbs, you got any reviews coming up?
This week coming up, no reviews, but next Saturday at 3:00 on my channel, I'm putting up the interview I did with a First Nations gentleman who I interviewed about Bigfoot stuff. He's from a different community. He doesn't even believe in Bigfoot, but I asked him about all the questions you hear in the Bigfoot community dealing with it. And I got some interesting answers. So 3:00 Central Time on my channel next weekend, if anybody's interested, next Saturday.
Awesome.
I like that they approach the subject from a different perspective. I like that, but it doesn't mean they're any more accurate.
No.
But it is a different perspective, and it's kind of refreshing.
So one last note. This week, I made a lot of fun of Matt Johnson's videos and my comic strip, and at least one of you took offense to one of my comics. Ooh. I was not saying that I was a communist in any way. I just thought it was funny. If Keith and Colin were running away from an actual red square, okay? I just wanted to make that absolutely clear.
Okay.
This week, we're going to be doing some more with the Danger Bullet. He's coming back. Everyone loves the Danger Bullet. And the Wendigos. Well, everyone loves the Wendigo as well. So, no Keith and Colin. It's just going to be other characters this week. So I've done a lot of Keith and Colin strips recently. that'll wrap us up for this week. We will return next week, despite the hopes of many. Tune in to WE Payback this Sunday. Roman Reigns is finally a heel. It's the best thing ever.
Yay.
Next week, I've got the old sandboards sorting out and lining out the little details of that. So next week we should have a working soundboard, so that should be pretty fun.
Yay!
Thanks to everyone for tuning in. We had a record number of listeners this week. Nice to meet you, Robert Walker. We welcome you into the fold.
Yeah, he needs to come back.
Yeah, we're a fan of you. Ace Space Angie, Archie, Dean Cooper, Jevon, Lance, Oakflow, of course, listens every week. Secret Agent Stephanie, Alan Henges. Thanks, guys.
Stephanie!
And Frankie. See you all next week. Good night from me. Good night from them.
Hi.
Good night.
Night!
Good night.